Hi, I'm reading from Genesis chapter 19, verses 1 through 38. And it was evening when two angels came to Sodom. Lot was sitting in Sodom city gate. Seeing them, Lot rose up to meet them and bowed to the ground. It's amazing. I don't know about you, but the previous chapter, they mentioned three angels. One was, I think the third one was pre-incarnate Jesus Christ, but who knows? But Jesus did come, and now they mention only two angels. So where's the third one went? But I guess, but that's another here and there. But Jesus is always with us. Through the whole Old Testament, Jesus appeared maybe this time during Jacob when he wrestled with the angel. That was the pre-incarnate Jesus Christ too. And everywhere in the Old Testament is mentioned what happened to Jesus. So, but God is always with us. Jesus is always with us in the Old Testament, New Testament, each day in our lives. Okay, I digress. Okay, I thought it was interesting. And so I'm reading verse 2. And he said, "My Lord, turn aside, I beg you, into your servant's house and spend the night and bathe your feet. Then you can arise early and go on your way." But they said, "No, we will spend the night in the square." Lot entreated and urged them greatly until they yielded with him and to his house, and he made them dinner with drinking and had unleavened bread when he baked, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city of Sodom, both young and old, all the men from every quarter, surrounded the house. And they called out to Lot and said, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them, be intimate with them." And Lot went out of the door to the men and shouted, shut the door after him. And he said, "I beg you, my brothers, do not behave so wickedly. Now, look now, I have two daughters who are virgins. Let me, I beg you, bring them out to you, and you do as you please with them. But do nothing to these men, for they have come under the protection of my roof." But they said, "Stand back," they said. "This fellow came in to live here temporarily. Now he presumes to be our judge. Now we would deal worse with you than with them." So they rushed at and pressed violently against Lot and came close to breaking down the door. And they struck the men who were at the door of the house with blindness, from the youth to the old, so they were wearied themselves to find the door. And the two men asked Lot, "Have you any others here, your son-in-laws or your sons and daughters? Whoever you have in the city, bring them out to this place, for we will spoil and destroy Sodom. For the outcry and shrieks against its people have grown great before the Lord, and he has sent us to destroy it." And Lot went out and spoke to his son-in-laws who were married to his daughters. And he said, "Up and get out of this place, for the Lord will spoil and destroy this city." But he seemed to his son-in-law only to be joking. When morning came, the angels urged Lot to hurry up and say, "Arise, take your wife and two daughters who are here, and be off, lest you too be consumed and swept away in iniquity and punishment of the city." But while he lingered, the men seized him and his wife and his daughters by hand, for the Lord was merciful to him, and brought him forth and set him outside the city and left him there. And when they brought them forth, they said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you or stop anywhere in the whole valley. Escape to the mountains of Moab. They should be consumed." And Lot said to them, "Oh, not that, my Lord. Behold, your servant was found Your servant has found favor in the sight, and you have magnified your kindness and mercy to me in saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest the evil overtake me and I die. See now yonder city. It is near enough to flee. It is a little one. Oh, let me escape to it. It's not a little one. Is it not a little one, and my life will be saved? And the angel said to him, I have yielded to your entreaty, and consider this thing also. I will not destroy this city of which you have spoken. Haste, make haste, and take refuge there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive there. Therefore, the city was named Zor. The sun has risen over the earth when Lot enters Zor. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah fire and brimstone out of the heavens. He overthrew and destroyed and entered those cities and all the valley of the inhabitants of the city, what grew on the ground. But Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Abraham went up early the next morning to the place where he only had stood before the Lord, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, toward all the land of the valley, and saw, behold, the smoke of the country went up like the smoke of a furnace. When God ravaged and destroyed the city of the plain of Sodom, he earnestly remembered Abraham in plenty of, and fixed him indulgently on his mind. He sent Lot out of the midst and overthrew the cities where Lot lived. And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zor, and he lived in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. The elder said to the younger, Our father is aging. There is not a man on earth to live with us in the customary way. Come, let us make our father drunk with wine. We will lie with him, so that we may preserve our offspring through our father. And they made the father drunk with wine that night, and the older one went in and laid with her father, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. The next day, the firstborn said to the younger, See here, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drunk with wine tonight also. And when you go in, lie with him, so that we may preserve offspring through our father. And they made their father drunk with wine that night, and the younger rose up and laid with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both of the daughters of Lot were with child by their father. The older one bore a son named him Moab. He also is the father of Moabites to this day. The younger one bore a son and named him Ben-Ami, son of my people, to be the father of Ammonites to this day. Even though Lot had good intentions, but God is, he tried to bring the God of his people to this, but Sodom and Gomorrah was just too wicked. And our country is becoming the same way. But God is still in control. Even though the United States is becoming wicked and godless, God is still in control, and he will have his last say, even if he has destroyed our country to get our attention. But God is still in control, and his plan is to save a lot of people. No matter what we do, God is still wanting to save us, to bring Jesus Christ back to this country. So keep looking up, keep trusting God, and looking to God for all things. For everything we have, it's through God and God alone. And keep praying for our country, keep praying for our leaders, and keep looking to Jesus. Thank you.